Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Doris Talmud. I'm Nigerian, but I live in Saudi Arabia with my family. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 8 things that you should not do in Saudi Arabia. As you all know, Saudi Arabia has recently been granting tourist visas and work visas to people from many countries across the world. If you are preparing to come to Saudi Arabia on a tourist or work visa, I'm here to provide you with the necessary information you need, things to avoid when you come into Saudi Arabia so that you do not get into trouble. Let's get right into it. Number one thing that you should not be found doing in Saudi Arabia is, bringing pork into the country. Pork, as we know, is an abomination to Islam as a religion. So here in Saudi Arabia, it is against the law for you to bring in pork into the country or pork products. So if you're coming into the country on a tourist visa or a work visa, no matter how much you love pork, please do not bring in pork into the country, because if you are caught, there are going to be problems. Number two, no PDAs. And by PDA, I mean no public display of affection. So it is against the law in Saudi Arabia for you to display affection publicly. And by this, all the mushy mushy stuff. You are not to do that in public here in Saudi Arabia. So even if it's your wife, your legally married wife, yeah, you can, hold on until you get to your hotels or your houses or wherever you're going to be residing while in Saudi Arabia to do all that. You're not to show affection to your partner in public here in Saudi Arabia. Number three, do not go to Mecca or Medina if you're not a Muslim. So we all know that Mecca and Medina are regarded as the holy cities of Muslims all across the world. That's where they come for Hajj every now and then. So if you are not a Muslim, you are not permitted to enter into Mecca or Medina. So when you come to Saudi Arabia on a tourist visa, please, there are many other beautiful places here in Saudi Arabia that you could visit. Please do not insist to go to Mecca or Medina if you are not a Muslim. It is against the law for you to go to Mecca or Medina if you are not a Muslim. Number four, skimpy clothes are not allowed to be worn in public here in Saudi Arabia. So that includes all the bum shorts, mini skirts, crop tops, and all that. If you are an exhibitionist, please, Saudi Arabia is not the country for you to come to. Do not wear skimpy clothes here in public, okay? If you're coming into the country on a tourist visa or a work visa or whatever visa it is, please make sure that you have clothes that will cover you properly when you come into the country so you don't find yourself in trouble. Number five, it is not allowed for you to bring in religious materials of other religions in a large quantity into Saudi Arabia. And for instance, if you're a Christian, you can bring in one Bible into Saudi Arabia. But in a situation where you bring in like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, more than one, it's not allowed. It's more like you're coming for evangelism, and it's not allowed in Saudi Arabia. So if you're coming into the country and you are not a Muslim, do not bring in religious materials of your religion in large quantity, for it is not allowed here in Saudi Arabia. Number six, it is illegal for you to live in Saudi Arabia without a valid visa or an Iqama. An Iqama is a resident permit for, people that are based in Saudi Arabia on a work visa. So when you come in, you are given an Iqama which validates your stay in the country. Or maybe you come for a visit or for tourism, you should have your visit visa. So it is illegal for you to, be found in a country without any of these. So make sure that you're coming into Saudi Arabia is legal. If you're caught, there will be problems. Number seven, do not bring in alcohol into Saudi Arabia. There are some persons who cannot do without alcohol every now and then. So if you're coming to Saudi Arabia and you cannot do without alcohol, then I think you should not come. But if you decide to come, we have other options here. We have coffee, we have tea of different kinds, we have milk, we have laban, and we have whole lot of other liquids that you could consume to feel good, and they are quite healthy. Okay, so if you love alcohol and you cannot do without it, then I suggest that you find a way around it and don't come into the country with alcohol. It is prohibited. Number eight, do not take pictures or make videos of people without their consent here in Saudi Arabia. It is against the law for you to make videos or take pictures of people without their consent. If someone must appear in your video or your picture, you have to seek the person's permission. And if he or she is not okay with it, then you have to delete it. You're not to go ahead and upload it to whatever social media site, for it is against the law for you to take pictures or make videos of people without their consent here in Saudi Arabia. Next thing not to do in Saudi Arabia is do not take pictures of government buildings. And by this, I mean schools, hospitals, or any building that belongs to the government or it's a government facility. You are not to take pictures of it. And to my understanding, it's for security purposes, okay? Saudi Arabia is a country that is security conscious, and the security in this country is top notch. So anything that would protect, the people and the country generally, they take it very seriously. So you are not permitted to take pictures of public buildings or government buildings here in Saudi Arabia. The next thing not to do in Saudi Arabia is disobeying seating arrangements in public places. And like I said in my previous video, if you've not watched it, you can check it out after this video. 8 things that surprised me when I came to Saudi Arabia is the title. I spoke about the fact that in public places like restaurants and hospitals and all that, there are sections for males, sections for females, sections for married, sections for unmarried. So when you find yourself in those places, you have to obey the instructions. You have to take note of, the section where you're supposed to sit and abide by the law. Do not be found sitting where you're not supposed to sit in public places here in Saudi Arabia. So these are some of the things that you should not be found or caught doing here in Saudi Arabia. If you're caught, there are going to be problems. And remember, like they say, ignorance is not an excuse before the law. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to check out my other videos, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends, loved ones, and family, okay? Also, don't forget to drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this video. By the way, we hit 500 subscribers, and I'm really grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for all that you do for me. I really appreciate it. I am nothing without you guys, okay? You guys are the reason why I continue to create content on a daily basis, and I'm really grateful that we are growing in numbers. I can't wait for us to, hit bigger numbers as time goes by. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Do take care of yourself.